4, 3, 2, and we're live.
All right,
Beep, 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 beep. Tune in, Tokyo. Reporting for dog log duty. What's up, man?
Man,
how goes it?
Maybe someday we'll have a robotic dog that we can log with.
Dude, speaking of which, I saw one of those robotic dogs the other night. I saw one of those like Boston Dynamics. I saw one in Shibuya. Some guy brought one from LA, actually, and he was like walking across the Shibuya crossing with a little one.
Scramble. Man, crazy.
Yeah, man. It was I couldn't believe it. I was like, and it was like it looked like it was sitting on the it was on the subway staircases, and I thought somebody it looked like, and it was asleep. It was like bad of batteries, but the guy had it had just like set down, and it looked like it was dead. It was crazy.
Man, it's a little peek into the future. I love Vag is just ready to go. He just jumps. He's just ready.
He's all suited up. I'm suited up, by the way.
Night shift. I feel bad because I'm never suited up.
I'm always suited up.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Some donut socks. Nice. I was wondering. There you go. You are suited up. You are properly suited up.
Just happened to have it. Yeah.
Man, I'm out of donut socks. My donut socks are out. I wore them out.
Oh, really?
I've had three pairs. I think all gifted from you. I don't know if I've ever actually bought a pair myself.
I'd occasionally just buy a grip and just have them. Have them ready to go.
Right.
I might still have an unworn pair. I'll give it to you.
Wow, that's nice. Oh man, and the dog log rolleth yet again. I think this is officially our 5th log, maybe.
Okay.
8th if you count the 3 that we did on Tokyo Record Style, and
if you don't count,
we have to be approaching our 2000th of log.
I was going to say, if you don't count, if you don't count the 2000 unofficial rolls,
I'd say that there's been 2000. You think that's about the right number?
Probably not. Probably like
you think it's less? You think it's 800?
I don't know. It's probably easy to overestimate, but
yeah, it is always easy to overestimate. Yeah,
it probably is. It could be 1,000 easily. It probably could be 2. I wonder. Probably from 1 to 2,000 is probably big.
Speaking of which, how many shows has Phish played? 2,000?
I don't know. And there's probably not. I mean, I'm sure there's an official count, but it's probably known to be not totally accurate because there's probably early shows that have gotten lost.
I bet
but you could, but I don't know, like .net would have obviously every show that's in the database.
How many Phish? I'm just gonna Google it. How many Phish shows have there?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're like
1,800. Okay, 1,800. That means we're
neck and neck.
We're approaching 2,000. That's pretty monumental.
I wish, yeah. And I just saw the Phish.net had some. I thought the dead was like 3,000 or something crazy.
How many shows did? And then you have to kind of count in. Yeah, 2,300.
Yeah, where do you stop counting?
Right.
Well, you probably stop when.
How about repertoire? Just a few. You're the keeper of the stats. You should have this stuff on.
I should. Should just have it.
450 unique songs from the Dead. They played 52 shows at MSG. This is the Dead we're talking about.
Yeah, I see a Phish
First show of the Dead was Fillmore
over 13.
1966.
I'm sorry, 300. This is kind of nice.
And the UVM cafeteria or wherever Phish played on their first show.
Right.
The Rotsi dance, I think it was ROTC.
Right, ROTC.
And they got booed off stage, somebody playing Michael Jackson or something. Phish tells the story. Is it in Bittersweet Motel where he's like, something like that?
Yeah. They just play the same set twice.
Right. Oh man, I was listening to this guy. There's a YouTuber guy called Stunt Prop Confusion. Yeah, I was just like listening to him on my way home from dropping my kid off at school, and I just had a question that popped into my head, which was like, he's this French dude, and he's very French, but he lives in Stockholm. And he's like
French. He's very French.
He's very French. Well, he says like
but he's not in France.
Speaking in English on his show, but whenever anybody gives him a donation, he always says "merci beaucoup" and genre. He says, he leans into his.
Does the Alex Trebek?
Yes, very much.
This mid 19th century genre. Man, there's a supercut of that was just so funny the first time I saw it. This alliterative genre. Man,
I do appreciate that.
Kind of miss Trebek.
Man, he was such a dude. He was such a fucking dude. Like in the end, like when you hear him talk, he ate like Snickers bars every day or something like this. He unapologetic. They were like, "Is it true?"
Unapologetically ate Snickers bars every day. Yeah,
something like this.
And you want to make something of it. That's fine.
And he shaved up. You've heard the story of him shaving his mustache, haven't you?
I don't know why the mustache went.
Oh, he went like he didn't have a mustache, or he had the mustache for
forever,
and then he went backstage, or he was in the green room for getting ready to go, because he was talking about how they record like 10 shows at once, and they had recorded like 5 shows and it was break, and he went into the green room and shaved half of his mustache off and came back out, and they were like, "Ah!" And he was like, "What?" And then he went and shaved the rest of it off. But back to Stunty, he was saying like, because he lives in Stockholm and because he speaks in English and because he's got this French accent and he says these French words, it just got me thinking like, and because he likes all of this super avant-garde sort of obscure records. That's his whole MO, is obscure records. You know the type, right? Who just like listens to free jazz and spiritual jazz and stuff from Burkina Faso and Guyana, French Guiana, and all this like wild stuff. And I thought, like, where does this guy get his? And you and I have been listening to Phish for the longest time. Phish Radio.
Phish. Yeah, I mean, we should devote a whole episode to Phish.
We should devote a whole episode to Phish. Okay, for those of you out there, all one of yous who've never heard of, listen up, buddy. Kibble. So in case you want to get on the level, kibble is what we bring to the log, as in kibble bits. As in bits of dog food. We bring kibble to this show. We've never actually talked about it before.
It almost doesn't need an explanation.
It doesn't. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, the kibble that I'm bringing today.
You've got a story prepared, I suppose. Not just, it doesn't just pop up. If it just pops up in the middle of the conversation, it's not kibble. But if you say, "Oh man, this is a great story, I want to bring to the log," that's kibble. Yeah, when you've got it ready to go.
This was kind of So anyway, the fact that Stunty had all these things that coalesced into who he is. I asked him a question on his stream that was like, where did your hometown influence your taste in music? And if so, how? And if not, like, what were the main things that influence your taste in music, particularly like his sort of wild taste in music? And it just got me thinking, like, what were like the
where did it come from originally? Who was the first?
Yeah, just like, what's the first thing? Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. The fountain. For a lot of, it was my brother. A lot of it.
Your brother, right?
Via the brother, but the brother is. Yeah, older. He's going to shows. He's like making friends. Yeah, he's tapped in to the stream earlier than me.
So when you're 12, he's what, 14?
Like 14, maybe 15. Yeah, like 2.5 years apart, probably. So he can be. Yeah, I could be 13, and he could like be in high school and going, 16 and driving and going to shows.
And he's 70.
Like, check out this CD.
77? No, how old? What year?
82.
82. Okay.
Yeah. So he graduated in 2000.
Okay, interesting. So what about like? So he introduces you to, what's the biggest thing that he introduces you to? And it doesn't have to be like obscure, but just like, was it the Beatles? Was it Zeppelin? Was it like something foundational? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wonder. Yeah, the Beatles and stuff were like, my dad, he had those records. He had the jukebox. Like, I heard that stuff when I was like, 2.
Right.
Like Beatles and probably Beach Boys and, Graceland, like that kind of stuff. And then just like Four Tops and Temptations, all this Motown stuff that he had on the jukebox that they would play at house parties, But then my brother would like go and see whatever, like the Jayhawks, or he had like a Wilco CD, and then other stuff, ska and like punk stuff, like heavy, hard, fast stuff that my dad wouldn't never have.
Where did he get that? Do you think?
I gotta ask him. I mean, just who? I don't know. Yeah, you wonder. He's got friends. But then do those friends have older brothers and sisters?
Right.
Like, where is it? But then, I mean, you just need one thing, and you go to a show and you see a band and you buy the CD at the merch table, and then you can be, you're hooked, and you can then go exploring on your own. You know where to look now.
Right.
Before you might not even know where to look.
So what's that genesis for you? What's that what's that point?
Man, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think. Might have to make a separate log for this. I want to really deep dive and think about it. But I want to know what this French guy said. Don't leave me hanging on the kibble.
He said that Paris is like, it's the place where everybody comes when you're coming through Europe. So if you just do your due diligence, you can see everybody. And he said France, not so much. Family, not so much. Radio, yes. And I didn't press the FIP thing.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if
coming back to FIP. So that if you don't know French International, it's not. This is not the acronym, but it's FIP Radio. French. I always call it French International Programming, but I think it's something.
I think the P is Paris because it was originally a Paris radio station. Okay, I think. Yeah. But now it's obviously whatever.
It's
French radio. It's one of the Radio France. It's one of the Radio France channels.
Right. And the reason that I found it was because this is how I feel like I found so much music. It's like I got this amplifier, Yamaha like AV thing. It's like the lowest. It's like the
big rack,
highest of the cheap stuff and the lowest of the expensive stuff. And it had all the Bluetooth, and it had a little thing that you could connect to their streaming services. And they've got this ghetto like Windows 95 interface that you have to go onto the computer. It's like a time machine. It's so funny. It's this horrible like office like copy machine software. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And
man, but God bless whoever made that, man.
I know. It's just like there's nobody, and it's still running. It's just like lone. There's like I don't know how many users there are, but it's like it's still running. But you can program 1,000 radio stations on this thing, and it will connect to your stereo. And I
wonder what's going on in the background there. Wonder how Yamaha has these. Yeah. Who knows? I wonder how it works.
It got upgraded like 5 years ago. They were like, hey, listen, just to all our users who are still using the software, we're getting ready to change it. And it may disrupt your listening. And just know that we're still dedicated to doing it, but we're moving it to something slightly different. And I haven't needed to upgrade it at all because I basically went online and looked up like the 100 best radio stations that you should know about, the best classical station, the best jazz station, the best. And this is like internet radio, which is an amalgamation of both internet, like online and offline or whatever, like terrestrial and
right, actual internet radio, and then real radio stations that also stream on the internet.
Exactly.
Right,
And so like I went and programmed all of them in, and I went and you can rank them so that they're, you know, preset 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And FIP, it was just like I read somewhere like FIP is like hands down, like there's nothing better. If you're a music lover and you love it all, you can't top FIP. And I was like, okay, I've never heard of FIP, but that sounds pretty good.
It is unbelievable.
Then I went and put it on like number 1, and then I put on like, you know, whatever it was after that. I don't know, classic rock or the Beatles station, or, you know, whatever the things were. And then I just started listening to FIP, and it was like, what you'd get these underground records that were like so good, and you were like, what's going, this is so good. And then the next track would be like a Radiohead song, or like, you know, some jazz standard that you knew. And it was all mixed up. It was like all this like really obscure, like island, you know, Palau, you know, slack key, you know, mixed up with like house music and like, you know, minimal downbeat stuff, and then every 10 songs you'd get these little sultry voices coming on and be like, hello, you're listening to FIP Radio, we will be back in 2 minutes, I hope you're enjoying the. And those are the FIPettes apparently, and they are the classic timeless that have been there since the beginning. Here, I'll let you pull this up. I'll add this to say
here, just so you can see the logo. Just remember this logo, FIP. Yes. So I mean, it's the best. Brian, you turned me on to this, whatever, 3, 4.
I turned a ton of people on to it,
and dude, it's unreal.
I've said to people like, thank me later for this. And it's the only kind of ace in my up my sleeve that I have. And
the only thing I have is FIP.
It's true. But so many people have been like, dude, you turned me on to FIP 5 years ago, and that's the best musical thing that anybody's, you know. And and so when I asked my friend Stunty if he was like, if it was radio, he did say radio, but he didn't specifically say FIP. And you have to imagine that FIP must have influenced a bunch of radio programming all across
probably France. Yes, it's founded in 1971. We see Radio France. I mean, the important stuff is right here at the top of the wiki. Commercial free, no ads, interrupted only for like brief, like you said, like once an hour. There's like a 10-second blip. Right. Like it's just music. Yeah. And then it's live. Music. It's live 7 to 11 p.m. and then they like replay stuff, you know, overnight. Right. But this is it, man. Handpicked by a small team of curators. This is our human algorithm. Okay, so 3-hour blocks, and amazing transitions. Paying close attention to transitions across genre. Yeah, you'll go from Beastie Boys to opera to what, you know. It's just like it goes wherever, and never playing the same track within a 48-hour window. So it's like, oh my God, like true variety, and 16,000 artists. 44,000 different songs a year, 85% from independent labels.
Wow.
It's like you couldn't design a better like radio programming than this.
And I gotta say, like,
but how do you get access to all that, to that much music, and find the good stuff and find the good transitions
with no commercials?
Yeah, dude, it's the best. It's like the only radio station you want to listen to.
It's it can't be overstated. I have to say too, like it's great to listen to it on the app, but it's just so nice to like put it on the stereo and like to listen to the fucking radio, you know? Okay, fine. I don't have
radio feels different.
I'm not like pulling it out from the airwaves essentially, but that's what it feels like when you turn it on the stereo. That's the way it feels like. You're like listening to the radio like you would, you know, on a Sunday morning. It's real nice. Real nice.
Okay, France Inter Paris originally.
There you go. Yeah. Very great. That should be the takeaway of today's. That's the best
whole log. I mean, this show is devoted to Phish, but actually we're just trying to push FIP. That's all we're doing.
Yeah. We should change FIP and There's something.
The question is, did Waiting All Night? Is there some kind of half decent? Has Phish ever made it on FIP? Is there a good way to? Can you search all the past programming? You would imagine. Somebody played one song.
It has an NPR kind of vibe to it, but there's no news. Well, I think there is actually. There's a little every once in a while on FIP. I feel like I've heard that before. Haven't you? Hasn't there been they have a 15-second news from around the world in the middle of it? Did they have that?
There's usually just I mean, it's all in French, but they're you're listening to FIP.
Yeah,
but it's usually 5 seconds, and then maybe once every 8 hours, there's kind of maybe 1 minute of there's traffic on the bridge going to the Eiffel Tower or whatever, something.
And I feel like it's even more than that. It's it's snowing in South Korea. It's sunny.
I know a negative amount of French. I don't even try to understand what they're saying.
I don't know, but I feel like they go around the world. But where NPR, NPR has got all that talking on it, which just makes it sort of I feel like I'm in a kind of college radio station. It's got some kind of academicness about it, and public service, public radio, where FIP just feels like it's for music, it's by music lovers for music lovers, and it's just we're blowing the nation's tax dollars to make sure you have good culture, and
right. Radio France, thank the French government for radio.
And but NPR has to provide this return on the investment that they get from the government or whatever, which requires them reporting news and being impartial and et cetera, et cetera. But every time, and Phish has famously got the All Things Reconsidered, right? The All Things Reconsidered, which is a spoof on the famous NPR show, or the show All Things Considered, that is, I think, heavily featured on NPR. Maybe that is the home base of All Things Considered. And Phish, I'm sure they've been played, many of their songs have been played on NPR and all kinds of public access radio like that. But when Phish did and they've been interviewed, and I'm sure they featured, I'm Terry Gross, and Trey, I bet have talked a number of times, but or the story, what's the story, something companion or whatever that one is. I know Trey's played on that. He played a guitar on that. What was that called? I assume that was, what was that show with that guy who played mandolin who died not that long ago? You don't remember this?
Huh?
There's this what's it called? It used to come to my theater. It's a traveling radio show, and it's called something companion.
Wait,
I think.
Wait. Oh, that's from Minnesota. A Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah, Prairie Home Companion. Wait, yeah.
Who died?
The mandolin player who's the leader of the thing, I think. Unless I'm conflating two different shows. I might be conflating two things.
There is the newer, younger host, the mandolin player, Chris Thiel or something. I think
he died, dude.
No. Garrison Keillor, that he was the host.
Garrison Keillor, I've seen live a couple of times.
Chris Thiel is alive. He's 43.
Okay, that's a relief. I thought he died. I'm sorry, I thought he died.
Yeah, I was what?
Well,
that would be. But somebody died somewhere.
Well, anyway, I feel about it. But anyway, Trey's been on that.
Prairie Home Companion. Yeah, with and he played with that.
Played with
Chicago,
a symphony.
It was it was a jazz band. What's his name?
He's done a bunch of different things, but yeah, he played with that.
Marcellus,
Chicago,
Lincoln Center, and they played Blaze. They played Blaze On or something, but it was the big the big band. That was super groovy.
Yeah, Broadway Trey kind of. Yeah, he's been on. He's been
Public
on
Radio Trey.
Public Radio Trey. Yeah, but the one that I was getting at that you brought up is the Waiting All Night. When Phish came back in 2009, it was, Joy came. I think it came in one year and it kind of went out the other. But when Fuego
I
came,
didn't pay too much attention. I remember hearing that Numberline.
And my friend Rob Brown, I won't forget it. He posted, he's like, "Holy cow!" And Phish's new release sounds pretty interesting. And he had that like pink foam coming down the valley, And I was like, "What's going on there? That's pretty interesting."
Nice.
And I clicked through and like heard "Waiting All Night," and I was like, "Wow!"
Here,
throw
this up for me. Throw this up for me. I'm pretty sure this is what I remember seeing. I'm pretty sure it was NPR had like an exclusive. Maybe all songs considered May 2014. I think maybe
that was the most. That was the
new Phish song waiting all night. Yeah, we premiere. I'm pretty sure it was like, oh yeah, go listen to it on NPR before.
Zoom in a little bit, Michael, if you can.
Comes out. Oh, zoom in even more.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah, nice.
Right here, the new Phish song "Waiting All Night." Today we premiere one of the new recordings. Dreamy. This is kind of funny. Dreamy classic rock tune.
Dreamy classic rock tune. Okay.
It's kind of dreamy. Maybe it is classic rock. Maybe it is classic rock. Maybe we're. Fuego's produced. Okay, they go in to talk about Bob Ezrin, all the people he's worked. They name drop all these people. All right, and then mastered by Bob.
Look Ludwig. At that list though of Bob. Who's Bob Ludwig? Wow.
I mean, yeah, Dr. John, Peter Gabriel, Lou Reed. I love how there's no link for Kiss. NPR has never covered Kiss. There's no Kiss articles to read on NPR. You can read about Alice Cooper. You can read about Lou Reed. You can read about Nine Inch Nails. You can't read about the Deftones. That's kind of funny.
I just rediscovered the Deftones, and they were
one.
That's the picture that I was
like. How do I close it? This is probably the thumbnail. Yeah, this is probably the one.
That thing like intrigued me. That thing made me be like, "What? That's on brand for Phish. What's going on there?"
Yeah, it looks like this is probably it uploaded 10 years ago.
Oh, and then the video, the pink thing like comes out right as you play it. It like comes over the hill. Yeah.
Oh, it does. Right.
Oh man, that was. And this is the song. Is it "Waiting All Night"? That's it, right?
Yeah, this is "Waiting All Night." I totally remember this.
Yeah, me too.
For some reason, I haven't thumbs up to this one. Let's just real quick, just have a look at the comments. 5 years ago, a bit late. So glad I'm discovering this song. My friends convinced me to go see Phish and camp out in Saratoga. I love the way they've evolved. I can't stop listening to this song.
Oh man, I listened to it 1,000 times. I just had it on repeat.
Occasionally you get just like a great comment section. This one's pretty so dreamy. Whole sound takes me back to the 70s. I never thought of it as 70s or classic rock or something. Yeah.
But it does have this like it has that not yacht rock, but it has that like
dynamic, transparent, melodic. I'm seeing Floyd-esque. What do you think about that?
Yeah. It's Floyd-esque. It's not exactly Floyd. I'd even compare it to like Ween is Floyd. When Ween gets really into its like beauty chords and with acoustic guitar and things like that, it definitely takes me to Pink Floyd. And I think, yeah, I'd like to go look at the instrumentation. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna listen to it today.
Gooey, reverby goodness. Yeah, this was definitely. I totally remember.
I saw
being
Fuego.
Like, ooh, that's the great.
Records. You gave me this copy of Fuego, Michael.
I may have.
My copy of Fuego came from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuego's out there. You can find Fuego.
I'd say Fuego is probably my favorite album from
3.0.
Post 2.0. Probably my favorite record after 1.0, to be honest.
No comment.
Well, it's up there. I love this record. Halfway to the Moon is one of my favorites.
It kind of grew on me. Yeah, Fuego is groovy.
Fuego's got like a free vibe to it. It's just like all the way, you know. Waiting All Night. Okay, Sing Monica sucks. 555.
Sing Monica's been dropped from the songbook.
Actually, I don't hate that. It's kind of it's so bad.
I don't really hate it either. And even like what is it called?
Devotion
to a Dream. I
don't love that song either, but I love
Waiting. I don't love it either. It has a similar groove to like
I love Waiting All Night. Love Wombat into it.
Wombat's interesting because it's quite different now live. Okay. You know how like wait. Not maybe it is Wombat. Is Wombat one where Mike and Phish are kind of trading off vocals?
Yes. Abe Vigoda.
No, okay. I'm thinking of a different song. The one where Phish is like, everybody else got turned out. 555.
That's 555.
Like the way Phish sings his little lines, it's pretty different. The album version is pretty different, and there's horns. Maybe it's like quite a different thing. Wombat's way funky on the album.
Oh, Vad just got a comment here. Oh, the last Wombat was 2022. Never forget. Hashtag never forget. Wombat. Wombat. The whole album was supposed to be called. Oh no, Wingsuit. Okay, my bad. Wombat.
The album was supposed to be called Wombat.
Wombat. Wombat. You know, I saw a wombat. I saw a guy holding like a wombat the other day, and I never actually. I don't even know if I've ever even seen a wombat in a zoo. They're not. They're like it's kind of a rare animal, right?
I've only seen wombat.
It has this like aggressive. It's not meat. It's not like it won't bite you, and it wants to be held like a koala or chimpanzee or something. It likes to be held, but if you get it down on the ground, it's playful, I think, and aggressively playful, and it'll ram you like a goat.
Right.
It like buries its head in you, and it like pushes you, and it's like strong. It's like apparently like really strong, like much stronger than a dog. Cuddly but muscular.
Cuddly but muscular. Right. Exactly. It's right there in the lyrics.
It's right there in the lyric. Exactly. It's so true. That's so funny. What's the other?
Had to have that.
Ridiculous.
You want that?
Muscular, whatever the Greek or Latin name of the animal is. That's the lyric. Cuddly but muscular.
No, they say, what is it? Crepuscular.
Crepuscular, yeah. Wombat. You got it.
Crepuscular. Resembling or relating to an animal appearing or active in twilight. So not nocturnal. But crepuscular. It like does its stuff at the end of the day. Many here in the dictionary, the example sentences, many owls are nocturnal.
Herbivorous, crepuscular.
And some are crepuscular.
Okay, this is not quite. I thought they were saying the Latin name.
Latin name of
kind of a little bit different. Crepuscular. God, give it to Phish. I mean,
these are great.
Give it to Phish to put fucking
great fishy lyrics.
The only lyric in the pantheon of all music that has had the word crepuscular in it.
Yeah, I sometimes think of Paul Simon, where like I feel like he's one of those guys who will like probably intentionally be like, I'm going to try to jam this weird ass word into the lyrics. I'm going to somehow get this weird word in. It doesn't rhyme with anything. It's weird, but for some reason, I kind of think of Paul Simon doing that kind of thing. Also, I can't think of an example right now off the top of my head.
Who do you guess wrote the lyric? Herbivorous, crepuscular. You know who that is?
Mike.
It's gotta be Mike.
It's gonna. Well, what's great is right. We get the. Yeah, there's the nod to the Phish.
There's no liner notes in this. There's no. Oh no! Wait, here we go.
The Phish TV show.
There's the Phish TV show. I'm just like
when
you said
Wombat's accredited to all four guys.
Okay.
Can't believe Wombat hasn't been played in like a couple of years. Little Red Wagon took a big jump.
Insert's kind of lame, a little bit.
What's wrong?
But the lyrics.
Lyrics on one side, credits on the other side.
Yeah, but it's nothing. It's like, come on, can you put something on there? I mean, I admit it's kind of nice.
Come on. Why are you so critical? It was
2014. 1.0, dude. I can be critical. That's what we have. This sucks. Fuego was recorded on it says Halloween. Well, 10/30/2013, but it was in the studio. Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Let's see. Pre-production, Ben Collette. Yeah, nothing kind of jumping out here at me. Although it seems like it's slightly different team of people. I don't recognize a lot of these names. Recording engineer Justin Cordelieu. Recording engineer John Gifford. I've never heard of any of these names. Jared Snowden. Ben Collette. I feel like I know that name before. I've heard that name before.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, yeah, recorded in Nashville.
Yeah. Recorded at Ronnie's place in Nashville. That's why.
Anarchy Studios. Recorded in Nashville. Interesting. Oh, and then Muscle Shoals. I'm sure the horns and stuff. Muscle Shoals.
What's the bunker? Is that what's the bunker?
I don't know what the bunker is. Could be Mike's place or something.
I feel like that's Mike's thing, right? Horns arranged by Charlie Rose Wintergreen.
Don Fuego, the song Fuego recorded the day before Halloween. Interesting.
Right. Lacquer Cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grunman mastering. Like everybody talked about Chris Bellman and Bernie Grunman. Everybody's talking about them in vinyl world. So it's cool that they have those guys, and they're on all like. And Bob Ludwig was the other. He listed somewhere.
I mean, he's the master. He masters like everything.
And like every record that was ever made, it seems like this guy's listened to like
30, 40 years. He's just been like the mastering guy for certain kinds of music.
So let's give a shout out to Painting by Paco Palmet. The Test is the cover, and Sunback the back cover, and Eden interior detail. I went and I did a deep dive on him one more time. It's Paco Palmet. PACO, Paco Palmet, POMET, Palmet. And I went and looked at his artwork, and he's really cool. And you can understand why Trey would have appreciated, his artworks, because they're really kind of out there and cool. And
yeah,
I think this is one of my favorite. This cover I don't know about so much. I like the cover; it's pretty cool. But man, this thing is so gorgeous.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just love that so much. I love the black and white juxtaposed, the pink juxtaposed on the black and white. It's like a photo. It's like a hand-painted photo, but it's a painting. And it's this like pastoral mixed with like psychedelia. It's really wild. I really dig it a lot.
Yeah.
And I guess too, yeah. I mean, it's kind of, and this has got the
what's right, glossy matte.
Glossy, yeah, right on the mat. That was kind of a nice touch. And same on the front. You've got you can see it. Yeah.
Fire's glossy. Oh, the lettering is glossy.
I'm gonna play that. What's that trade or page tune? I'm gonna play Halfway to the Moon. I'm gonna play that on piano today. I love that song. It's so fun to play. There's a moment where it's like there's a triumphant moment in the song somewhere where he's like, "How's it go? Waiting though? No, wait. How's it go?" There's a moment where he just like he takes it up and he like it's real nice.
Got something changed when I knew I could. Is that the song?
Yeah, that's
something
the one.
Back to Duluth.
Yeah,
the Duluth shout out. I'm like, it's kind of nice. Little Minnesota shout out. For whatever reason.
Thought it has to change. I love that little bit. Chris is one of the best. Neil Young uses him for everything as well. Okay, for cutting lacquers. What else? The Dead just got the Kennedy Center Awards, and I haven't seen the. But when I said that, da, 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 I heard Shakedown Street in my head. I heard da, 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 Shakedown Street. I think like Queen Latifah or somebody like that did that was one of the covers that they did at, like, considered a classic, tune. Shakedown of all songs. You know Shakedown, right? Like, yeah. I know, right? It doesn't seem like it's like, I mean, Shakedown's like a great song.
Yeah, and I love the album art, actually. Shakedown. It's like a city pop album cover, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a book that just came out with all these like dead tattoo artists. I saw it was just like making rounds, and it's a whole book of like dead tattoo art. And I think that motif, that sort of like goofy character, that sort of Robert Crumb, like,
right.
I can't remember what it is, but it's sort of like an evil,
whatever that is,
Robert Crumb mixed with like Walt Disney. It's very weird.
It is. Yeah, it's evil looking.
Right. Yeah,
bizarre,
it's that's sort of that was the vibe that I got from the tattoo book. It was like it was sort of like all these underground people, and like it said something like the secret something of tattoo art. So it gave me the impression that like you can go get a dead tattoo anywhere, but these are the ones that these tattoos are unified by something. Vag says rumors of Grateful Dead 60 happening next year. Folsom, Rose Bowl. Folsom? What's Folsom? Folsom Field at CU Boulder. That's where I went to school. I think that's what he was saying. I'd go if Trey was there. I think that might be Folsom Field.
It was interesting when they said they were like about to like, get in the room and play with Phil. Like it was scheduled for like days after he passed away.
Yeah,
just ahead of that award.
You know that stand-up comedian who does, or he's like, I don't know if he's a stand-up, but he's like, you know him. We've seen him before. The guy who's like lampooning Phish all the time. He's like, he's the Phish comedian.
Maybe.
Oh my God, he's so fucking funny. He's hilarious. He's on TikTok and Instagram, but he's like
with people talking about Phish, but I don't know.
Oh man, he's so funny. It's like he does post-show reviews, but it's all gaggy and funny, and just he's so on point all the time. You would love him. I don't know his name, but he does a real good he does like a real good Bob Weir, and it's so hilarious. And he talks, and he's like, "Yeah, we're thinking about getting the band back together, and for the 60th anniversary." And I want to rip off his Bob Weir impression. It's really good, but I don't know if I love like slow dead. I don't think I can't get into it. I respect John Mayer. I like the music. I can't listen to like those songs like.
When Bertha's like,
I just can't. It's too hard. It's hard. Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that's how it feels.
Under the willows, we can have high times if you would like. We can discover the wonders of.
I don't even think he hits the high note anymore. Yeah,
it's a little bit intense.
Yeah, we'll see. 10 years since Fare Thee Well.
Has it been 10 years? Okay.
Next year, right? It was 2015, right?
30 years since Jerry died.
I was just thinking, man.
And you think 30 years before that, so yeah, was when they were born, essentially 65, 66.
Right.
So Jerry's been gone half the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Man,
I was thinking about
the 30th. No,
well,
20th, 30th anniversary of your first show, right?
Say again?
Didn't you just had the 30th anniversary of your first Phish show?
I did. Summer. Yeah, the Dead too. Actually, if I'd thought about it a little bit more clearly, I saw the Dead. I saw the Dead a couple times with Jerry, a handful of times. It was a weird little moment. I think what I was thinking about, like those days. Like, how did I get, like, what were my musical influences? Like what were the
we'll have to do a proper deep dive on.
Yeah, we'll do a deep dive. But I was remembering, like, my friend turned me on to the Dead, and another friend turned me on to Phish, and you know, my friend who turned me on to Phish, like, gave me a mixtape. I think he gave me a copy of, like, Junta and Nectar, maybe, on cassette.
Wow.
Because I remember, like, I remember Fee, I remember Chalk Dust, and then I think I bought Rift, and I remember when Hoist came out, and but for the Dead, like, the Phish was like instant love at first sight. Basically, it was just like instant curiosity. It was like, I think I like this a lot. Maybe I think this could be like possibly my favorite band. Like, oh my God, these guys sound exactly what I like. You know, it's like goofy and fun and light and serious and heady, and you know, it was just like everything at once. It was an assault on everything. But and nobody knows about them. Does nobody know? Like, are we the only people who know about these guys? You know, that was another little like element to it.
Yeah.
But the Dead, the Dead didn't really like. I was like, okay, I'm supposed to like this, you know. This is what is it that I'm supposed to be liking about this exactly? I like it, but it's not better than
I kind of felt that way.
Whatever was on the radio. And then one day it just like I was really spun out. We were like, I'd already had a summer or two with Phish, and then I kind of went. It was maybe the same summer, but it was like I was 15, 16, and I heard one guitar solo from Jerry that just like it just everything twisted. And Phish, I was constantly pulling them both from the front burner to the back burner, and like I'd go Dead like 2 weeks, I'd be like, oh God, the Dead are way better than Phish, and then I'd be like, no wait, Phish is way better than Dead, and I was like, oh, Jerry band's so good, and then it was like just constant rotation of them. But I was thinking about like the main influences of my youth, and like I have to say, like one of them had to have been Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill changed the landscape of pop culture, I think, with that song Insane in the Membrane, Insane in the Brain. That was like that. I remember that video or something from that little moment of time. The pot leaf, they wore it like on a shirt, or they had it like in the, you know, like what was that sound, right? And Just Say No, Nancy Reagan's Just Say No campaign, and that was the point where those two things collided, right? And suddenly it was like, you know, it just, I hate to pinpoint that as like a cultural moment, but that was definitely a moment where I went to the mall and suddenly the arcade was like where I spent all my time, and the next day it was like Spencer's and
black lights.
Black lights, right? It was just like no more skee ball. It was like, I'm not interested in Galaga or Pac-Man anymore. I'm interested in
I want black light posters
in this store.
I want the lava lamps and the
lava lamp. What's going on with that?
What are those balls where you put your fingers on it and the electricity?
Right. Whoa, this is cool.
A lot of those things.
What is that called?
Shop of curiosities.
Soil, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, but Spencer's was just like a suburban. Yeah, it's just like it's like a gateway to like a head shop. Just like
gateway to a head shop. I remember they had like the black velvet, like Led Zeppelin, you know, like houses of. Oh, by the way, I put up house. Yeah, the velvet poster, the blacklight poster. Like, dude, I don't even know if it was that second floor or what.
Those posters are amazing with the
really cool. Dude, my neighbor across the street, like I went over to her house once. She had like kids and who were just her kid. She was this crazy woman. This woman who lived across the street from me. She's a famous person. She was an announcer for the WWF, for World Wrestling world wrestler. She was a famous, like Jean, what was that guy's name? She was the only woman announcer who was like, and in this corner is so-and-so. And she was sexy, and she would wear this kind of, and she was a wrestler maybe at one point, or her family was in wrestling. I don't know what it was, but she was a bit of a weird, and my parents didn't really think much of her. I don't know why. And, but I went into her house one time, and my friends, my brothers and sisters had been over there lots of times. But one time I was a little bit older, and I went into their house one time, and she had all of those same purple, black velvet posters, except they were all Elvis.
Oh, Elvis.
Nice. There was no Zeppelin or Doors or any of that. It was all Elvis everywhere.
10 years earlier. Yeah.
I was like, whoa. She was like into like psychedelic Elvis. Very, very out there.
Man.
But I put Houses of the Holy, a link to Houses of the Holy it was somebody listed it in their Japan vinyl tag, and I was posting on Facebook, and when I grabbed the YouTube URL to post it as a link on a Facebook chat, it brought in a thumbnail of the record cover, and I got dinged for it, and they were like, your account is being, this is a serious warning. Your account is getting dinged. You're no longer able to chat with people for the next 72 hours or something. They put a proper warning on me on my channel for posting, because the cover of Houses of the Holy, right? There's some like naked kids like climbing up a hill. Is that how
it was like okay, that kind of warning.
Yeah. I broke the rule or something.
Oh wow. Well, keep it PG.
I was a little bit, I wanted to write to them and be like, dude, it's freaking Led Zeppelin. But then I thought, that's interesting, because
the AI monitor doesn't know who Led Zeppelin is.
Obviously. But even if it did know, I mean, it still might not be permitted by today's values.
Got to put a parental advisory sticker on that bad boy.
Right. Quite interesting. I mean, there's heaps of records that are controversial that should have. I mean, the Butcher cover, the Beatles Butcher cover,
it was immediately yanked. Yeah.
Phish has never, for Nirvana, never mind. I saw that little. I saw it the other day at Tower Records, and I saw it in a way that I kind of couldn't unsee it. I just was like, I was kind of like zooming in. It was just like. And then I suddenly, for the first time, I kind of felt for that kid who like sued Nirvana. That was like, you guys like,
he's like sued him a couple of times. It's kind of going back and forth, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of like sympathized with him on this last time I saw the video. I'm like, I'm not sure I would want that out there either of myself. Sure. Blind Faith had the girl, the 12-year-old girl with like bare-breasted. That was another one. Vag is leaving some. I'm sure you're seeing these, but he's mentioned the Nirvana video. And also the Blind Faith. Yeah, I think I don't have that records. And Vag, yeah. Anyway, I was thinking about so this, I think this will be the last dog log until Christmas. I mean, we can log again if we want. And I've got days coming up. I mean, we've got a little holiday run coming up, so we can actually log more frequently, and we can get, I don't know, something going on the log. Actually, we can maybe plan a few days in advance, and maybe we can even do like a week of logs.
Yeah, and shows coming up.
And the New Year shows are coming up. Oh yeah, Vag, I got to talk to you about that. But there's one other person watching.
Hey,
there's two of us watching. Yeah, we can. What I was gonna on the last log we talked about how or maybe Vag sent me a private message, and I said we got to get some more people on the log, and he said it's just us on here, and I think it is just us in a way, and it's always been just us, which feels fine and good, but it would be fun to go track some people down and make a concerted effort to be we do have the log, and we're all we know what we know, and we'd love to share it. So I would like to put a little concerted effort to we got 11 followers, 11 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
That's double digits, maybe.
we're not paying much attention to, but it's still just kind of like fun. But it would be fun to like, we haven't. So I love this line from the making of Bridge Over Troubled Water. There's a little 20-minute video of Simon and Garfunkel. So good, right?
I think there was like there was a reissue of that had like the double tray kind of like undermined, and there was the DVD that had the little. Yeah, I've seen that. That's awesome.
It just got re-released. Yeah. So on that little documentary, they convinced Paul Simon to go write a third verse. And he says, no, it's a little hymnal. It's not a big song. And Art and the other guy, the piano player, says, no, this is a big song. This is it feels like a big song. And all of this is, he said, these two verses that you've written, they're like runway for a yet to be written third verse, you know? And I feel like that's where we are on the log right now. Like this is just runway for
the quiet, you know, just the piano intro.
Yeah, that's the way it feels to me. I feel like we could really get some people together on the log. And I don't even like, there's got to be I mean, we're hardly authorities on the band at all, you know? And especially
the whole point is that we're not authorities.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody get in here and like school us about what you guys know, and like and share, and just you don't have to school us, but like let's all celebrate our shared love of this awesome band. So so this is our last show before Christmas, but I was gonna say, and I was thinking about it today, Evolve's been out a year and a half now. What are we at now? Do we know?
Like half a year?
Right. So we got maybe there could be something else on the not so distant horizon. Maybe not in the next 1 year.
It has been quiet.
We can start thinking about that at least a new song or two, you know, which is exciting. And
I wonder if there'll be any debuts at the New Year's run.
Right. And then I was thinking about that Christmas idea. We touched on it maybe on the last, or maybe you and I touched on an off log, or I forgot when we talked about it, but like a Phish Christmas record. Did we talk about that?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, I totally didn't do my homework.
Was that what we were going to talk about?
Like who would be singing what with what
songs?
Oh,
okay, we did talk about
cover. Yeah, like kind of. We should do that though. Yeah, next log. We'll try to sneak one in.
It can even be next year, but like, I don't hate the idea of a really sort of silly thing, like a country record, like a pure. Something like
we need bluegrass to come back.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Never coming back.
That'd be really cool. Or an instrumental record, like another Sicket disc sort of deal. You know, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't know, but just something like, you know, it doesn't have to be like canon per se, but just something that's like, you know, maybe another lane of Phish. And the Christmas it just sounds so corny on one hand, but like everybody's done it, and Christmas songs are so good, you know. So, and I would love to hear Phish versions of. I'd love to hear like a "Oh Holy Night" guitar solo. Can you imagine? You know, you could just like be so groovy, dude. You know, he's like sustaining, you know, like hangs on there. It'd be so cool. Badge says here, excuse me, gotta get Zappa 20 and Wook Plus audience over. Yeah, Zappa 20. What's FZ Zappa 20? What's that?
F Zappa. That's probably somebody.
A little more clarity on that. What is that about? Oh, so who's the other person in here watching this? There's 2 Doglog viewers. Come on.
I don't know.
Come on, just say hello.
Show yourself.
Come on. We like Phish people. Maybe it's just some lurker who's like,
if they want to lurk, let them lurk, you know. I've lurked. We've all lurked.
I listened to Zoot Allures this week, which I hadn't listened to. You know Zoot Allures?
No.
Oh, my collection got so big I had to move my Zappa over to this side.
I don't know this one. I've seen this cover.
It's good. It's really
I don't
good.
know. Zappa, I don't know. I don't know how if I'm going to get any deeper into Zappa.
Terry Bozzio and Zappa, $1 from Amoeba. And it's got Japanese on it.
Oh,
and
nice
I think
little,
it says
hunko.
like Zudu ut adus or something. It's like he's combined some silly kanji, I think. Somebody told me here. Can you read that?
It doesn't really make sense.
I think it says Zoot allures. One of them says like it's like Maikeru, but it's like ma. It's like
right.
Nantoku ma, Nantoku no ke, or it's like one of those kind of things.
Yeah.
But this guy is a monster. Terry Bozzio, do you know him?
Yeah.
Insane drummer and man, Zappa's like, look at his big old schlong in this thing. Can you look at this?
Oh yeah, wow. You're gonna get banned from YouTube for showing that.
Yeah, it's right. Wow, and these trousers too, man. What a riot. But man, incredible guitar solo in the first song or two on this. I was just like, I was thrilled. Man, I don't know what happened to I collected like literally like 50 Zappa CDs, and oh, he's a kid. Okay, so this guy is a dude. FC20 is the guy that does all the
whiteboard guy.
Oh yeah, I've seen him before. Seen the whiteboard before.
The whiteboard guy. Yeah.
Yeah, get him over here, Vaj.
Get him over here.
Get him over here. And Wook Plus. Okay, Wook Plus must be another dude. Yeah, get him over here on the dog log. And there's another. Who else? Who do we know? Who else do we know? This other guy called Grateful Dogs, DAWGS. He's a bit of a fish head.
Anybody with a dog related handle as well.
Yeah, we need a dog. We need Grateful Dogs here. Yeah, like something else we should do is we should build a little website, and maybe we should make a mailing list, and then we can. The problem with like,
sure,
without scheduling a program like a week in advance, which we should start to do. I mean, like I can kind of do this, and I mean, it seems like we're getting in a little bit of a rhythm here on the Saturday, the weekend morning thing, but if we could hit an inbox, because not everybody's going to be subscribed to the channel, and they're not going to get all the updates, so they're not going to even know when we go live. So Grateful Dogs, I'm sure he'd love to be here if he knew the stream was going on, but he doesn't even know that it's happening because he's just
and it's the middle of the night or whatever right now, whatever. No, that's
every morning at 6 a.m. It's possible for me. It's not possible for Michael.
Well, 6 a.m. for him, right? He was like at the end of his. Remember, he was at the end of his night shift last time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bad. You should.
And we have to get a nice, the people back home wake up with the dog log. Yeah. Whatever time it's probably evening. It's probably evening here. The 6 a.m. the 6 a.m. roll of the log. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how we get around it, but we should think a little bit more clearly about it. I mean, the nice thing about the log is that it's got the roots are so deep on it, even without the YouTube channels, that it doesn't really matter if it's us for this is a fun way to roll the log. I mean, this is, even though I feel like it felt a little bit uncomfortable or unnatural to like get on the video version of the log, the YouTube public version of the log. I thought like it would feel a little bit contrived, but it feels very loggy. Like nothing's really changed about the log, would you say? I mean, a tiny little bit, but the feeling's the same essentially. So why did I bring that up? Yeah, so I don't know why I brought that up, but anyway.
The log is,
so the nice thing is that like even if nobody does, even if it doesn't like gain an audience, or even if other people don't end up knowing about it, or if it's just not right, if it's just not that good, at least I'm confident that it can keep going because I just like rolling the log with you anyway. So it doesn't really matter if, and it's fun to have Badge like, you know, dropping a comment or two every once in a while. There's a private chat too. Okay. Okay, that's you.
That's me.
Okay, that's cool.
That's me.
Well, it's 10. We've gone on for an hour. Do you want to keep the log to an hour?
Yeah, hour sounds good.
Okay.
I gotta roll.
Okay, you got concerts or anything? You got shows this weekend or anything?
I'm DJing tonight in Asakusa.
Nice. All Japanese music
kind of set. No, like all like Christmas stuff, I think.
Oh, of course. That's gonna be fun. At the little local place. I found an interesting last week. I found a interesting you know that Korean record listening cafe? Did you see that like going around the airwaves?
Yeah.
Somebody did it in Japan. Somebody made something like that in Japan.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna do a little thing about it. I recorded something
in Tokyo somewhere.
Yeah, over in Shibuya. It's over kind of by Konna Hachimangu, behind the Shibuya police station. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
The guy's like, yeah, we'll bring it up on another log.
Man, nice.
Okay, well, have a good weekend. Have a good set tonight. If I can break out, I might come.
Yeah, if we can.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah.
It's over there at like Komae, right? It's over that way.
Wait, what?
The set, the DJ set?
Oh, yeah, Asakusa.
It's that little street where there's like just a few little private little bars. Is that where it is? I don't.
Yeah, it's like just like behind Sensoji.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like just north.
And Dave and that crew will be there. Some of those guys will be there, or is it all? Who's the crew?
I think so. My buddy Justin, Dave. I'm gonna see them later this afternoon.
Hey, by the way, is Adrian's significant other? I forgot where Marty.
They're in us. Yeah,
they're in us. Is she? Oh, I'll ask you this later.
All right.
I got a question for you about that.
Yeah,
I'm looking for somebody to collaborate with something on, so I'm looking for somebody who has some. Yeah. Anyway, I'll hit you up about later.
Hit me up.
Okay. See you, dude. Have a good rest of the week and or rest of the weekend and catch you.
I'm gonna keep thinking of Phish Christmas covers. I dropped the ball last time.
Little Saint Nick, sung by Fishman, like with the vacuum.
Oh yeah, Beach Boys version.
Trey on drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
nice. We'll roll one more log, either a Christmas log or one more before Christmas.
Sounds good.
All right, dude. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Ciao.
Peace out.